on, so I'm just timing it out. I just keep my head up and I'm just grinding it out. I know what I'm about, but really they just finding it out. What come with the rain, the same thing gon' come with the drought. I'm playing the game, no sleep, it got me twisting and turning. I'm living, I'm learning, feel like I've been preaching a sermon. And I thank God, yeah, cause he ain't leave me in the dark, yeah. I stay far from him, I don't know.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are all well. I greet you all in shalom in the name of Jesus. So today we are celebrating Flau'jae Johnson, senior for the LSU women's basketball team, been at LSU for all 4 years of her college journey. So, of course, we celebrate her. We celebrate her. Blessings to Big Foe. And yeah, so we are in Statesboro, Georgia. We are in Flau'jae Johnson's home state. Now, this team, Georgia Southern, they did just take Florida State to, the third quarter, a late third quarter push yesterday. They have never been an SEC team. We're their first ranked matchup in a while. So here we go, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Sunday. Let me just go ahead and open up in prayer and we'll bring the game. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, as always, I thank you for the platform, for the ability to stream, for the ability to be able to bring people together. We pray for Flau'jae, for the team, for their traveling grace and mercy. We thank you that they've made it there safely. May they make it back home. No injuries for either one of these teams. May we have a great stream. And may Flau'jae feel the love and the celebration and honor today as she truly does deserve it. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray. And we all say a super, super big amen and amen. Again, welcome everybody. I do have the game pulled up. We're about to get into it right here. So welcome. And here we go.
Matchup today, we send it over to our sideline reporter, Whitney Hayworth, with more.
This is a game that's been on LSU and Georgia Southern's calendar for so long. That circle has been there. For LSU, yes, it's the homecoming for Flau'jae Johnson, but for Georgia Southern, it's an opportunity to put their brand on the national stage. It's an opportunity to help grow the game of women's basketball here in Southeast Georgia. Eagles head coach Hannah Hayden told us earlier this week that it's surreal to see the care factor now going into the women's game. Growing up, it was just the players that cared. Now, women's basketball players are becoming household names nationwide.
Thanks, Whitney, and it shows inside the Hill this afternoon. The tickets were sold out an hour after they were made on sale, and of course, one of the biggest factors is for senior guard Flau'jae Johnson returning home just 45 minutes away from Savannah.
A whole lot of purple and gold in Statesboro this afternoon, and Whitney hit on it. Players becoming stars. Nobody has embodied that as much in this age of college basketball as much as Flau'jae Johnson.
Our officials for this game, Talisa Green, Keisha Brown, and Royce Blevins. Tigers win the opening tip. We're underway inside the Hill. Nice find inside from Kate Koval. Tipped away by Liv Fuller. Tigers will have a sideline inbound, baseline inbound, excuse me.
Expect a lot of that right there. Hustle plays from Liv Fuller. Not a huge scorer.
Here's a open jumper short from Michaela Williams, rebounded by the Eagles. Georgia Southern alongside Chauncey Simmons. Keep an eye out for McKenna Eddings. She played against LSU when she was at Auburn a couple of years ago. And there is Eddings in the first shot, missed. And it's rebounded by Georgia Southern. The Eagles are battle-tested, coming off a loss to Florida State this past Thursday, 80-72. Coach Hannah Hayden said that she was excited for the team and was appreciative of the team's effort in that game. Shot clock winding down, an air ball from Simmons. Along with Flau'jae Johnson, keep an eye out for Michaela Williams as Kate Koval, Notre Dame transfer, gets the first bucket for the Tigers.
Koval could be a huge name to watch for LSU. I'm not sure anybody for Georgia Southern really has the size to compete with Koval in the post.
Yeah, the 6'5" sophomore was an ACC co-champion last year with Notre Dame. Here's Destiny Garrett, kicks to Eddings. Eddings did not have the best shooting performance on Thursday and is stolen away by Williams. Outlet pass, down low inside, and Zakiya Johnson, the true freshman, gets that one in. This LSU offense has been high octane, scoring over 100 points in both their 2 wins this year, coming off a 115-26 win over Southeastern Louisiana. Shia Anderson, handoff to Eddings. We'll have our first foul of the game. Going to go on the freshman, Flau'jae Johnson.
Take a look at McKenna Eddings. Actually, somebody that Georgia
Nice
Southern
game
does
so
go
far.
back to
Seems
time
like they
and
got
time
it
again
called.
because of her
Seems like
experience
they're
from
playing
playing at
somebody.
Auburn,
Seems like they're getting a good,
knowing
good battle
how to
early.
play against LSU, including having a 15-point performance in her career.
Along with the high-scoring offense for the Tigers, the LSU defense, as that is going to be possession Tigers. A Coach Mulkey team is defensive-driven. They're going to see a lot of defense on display here this afternoon. In her 5th season as head coach, Coach Mulkey winning a national championship in 2023. Last year lost in the Elite 8 to UCLA. Here's Flau'jae Johnson from mid-range. Can't get the friendly roll. Rebound, Liv Fuller.
This number 12 in white rebounded
Simmons
her butt off, y'all.
has a lane and blocked.
Yeah, Kate! Turn up, Kate!
You can't teach size, and
All right,
Kate Cobalt has
13.
size. You already mentioned
I like that. She
6'5".
keeping that paint clock
There's just
down.
nobody for Georgia Southern in the
Now,
lineup right
we
now
got that
that
paint
can compete with that.
y'all.
Like
Oh,
the
look
drive,
at
the
that. Get
aggression
that out
from
of
Simmons
here.
right there, but you just can't get in that position with Koval there.
That may be a problem for Georgia Southern as this game rolls along. Simmons, 3 won't count. The foul was made before on Michaela Williams. Liv Fuller, we talked a little about her defense and hustle plays. She'll be someone that will put her body on the line for Georgia Southern.
All right, MK. She in that mode. I'm telling
Hannah
y'all.
Hayden in year
Check
2
out MK
with the
hairstyle. She
Eagles
in that mode.
as head coach. Talked about how they didn't shoot the ball well against Florida State, especially from beyond the 3-point line. Just 4 of 22. Wants to see that change in this new look offense the Eagles have. Anderson fading away, and the Eagles get their first basket. Long pass to Williams. Tigers wasting no time. Williams pull up Jay from mid-range, got it.
LSU can just score from anywhere on the court. That's the problem defending a team like the Tigers. They want to play in the post. They can play through the post. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but they can.
And while Williams averaged 17 a game last season for the Tigers, she's more so known for her defense. She's been defending at a higher level. We spoke with the associate head coach and Bob Starkey earlier this week. Simmons out to Destiny Garrett. Shot clock at 7. Garrett guarded by Jada Richard. Nice find to Liv Fuller. A different start to this game for Georgia Southern. And here's Flau'jae, kicked out the Koval, D2, nothing but net. LSU efficient here to start the game, shooting 4 of 6 from the field. Already 3.5 minutes have gone by in the opening quarter. Fuller to Eddings, corner 3, too strong. Rebound Flau'jae Johnson, pushing up the pace. Richard for 3, connects. First made 3 for LSU, up by 7.
Georgia Southern cannot let LSU get in transition. So effective, so you saw the court vision from Johnson, just able to look while she's on the run.
Pass is tipped, and it was last touched by Garrett, got a piece of it. Jada Richard on that made 3 for the Tigers, a sophomore, now getting into the starting rotation. Only started in 1 game last season. She started in all 3 games this year.
Look, that one just deflecting off of Garrett. Garrett not the hustle. I thought maybe there might be a case that LSU touched it last.
And Richard with the defense as well, getting the tip. As Koval inside, and when you're 6'5" against 5'10" Shia Anderson, she made it look easy. 7-0 run for LSU over the last minute. Foul going to be called on Koval. We're going to have our first substitution.
No, how do we have this many players to sub in?
Anderson. 4 players checking in for the Tigers. And look at the first look at Malaysia Flau'jae, the transfer from South Carolina.
Such a talented player. Everything she can do with the ball.
I love it.
Talked to associate head coach Bob Starkey earlier in the week. Talking about how she wants to become a little bit
I
more
know
of a
they
point guard.
seeing Malaysia come in.
More passing in her game as well.
Wiley will play 3 different positions as Kasaya Anderson misses the 3. In the air, rebounded by Amaya Joyner. Another newcomer for LSU, transferred from East Carolina. Here's Bella Hines, a true freshman, going to Joyner. Joyner working around Leah Anderson. Inside, Flau'jae gets that one off the glass. And Flau'jae has been a hungry player wanting to learn, along one to play point guard. Making now a 9-0 run for LSU, making their last 5 shots. And it's stolen away. Flau'jae, one-on-one pass, Garrett, and the run once again extending 11-0, making the last 6.
Defense creating offense for Flau'jae right there.
This shows how Kim Mulkey, head coach, just wants to have a tough defense. As that is going to be an offensive foul. The Tigers forcing 4 turnovers here in the opening minutes and getting 6 points off of them. That takes us to our first media timeout of the day. Tigers lead 17-4, and when LSU arrived to the Hill Convocation Center, own Whitney Hayward caught up with senior guard Flau'jae Johnson.
A perfect opportunity for the LSU Tigers in your first road test. How special is it to be back home?
Super special. It's so much love. You can already feel it in the building, so I'm so excited to be playing in front of my hometown.
I know that you love this state through and through, and you can do anything to help build the women's basketball game in this state. How special is it to see this game grow and see this sold-out arena coming to fruition?
Yeah, super dope. This is going to be one of the biggest games ever played in this arena, so I'm thankful to be able to have the city behind me, be able to grow women's basketball, and have some good games today. It's going to be fun.
As you take a look at Georgia Southern, what impresses you about the Eagles, and what do you have to do to get the W today?
Yeah, they're point guard. They have speed and athleticism. They play hard, and they run the floor, so we just got to be disciplined in what we do, and we should be fine, but they're not like, they're not no chumps. They're not no pushovers.
Flau'jae, thanks so much. Best of luck the rest of the way. Georgia to take on Georgia Southern? Well, the answer is it's what they do. That's what Associate Head Coach Bob Starkey told us earlier this week. He said that's what Kim Mulkey does. She likes to take her seniors home and do something special for them. He said, we paid to go to Georgia Southern. You don't see that happen often. But he said it's unique, and it says a lot about how Kim Mulkey is and how much she cares about her players. As you can see here on screen, it's not the first time that she's been able to take seniors home. In the previous year, she's taken Angel Reese back to Baltimore. They've gone to Chicago. And then now, this year, Flau'jae back home in Southeast Georgia. How neat, Danny, is that Kim Mulkey finds a way to get her players back home in their home states?
It's a pretty special moment, Whitney, and on top of that, it's a great way for Coach Mulkey to honor the seniors on her team. If you look at
y'all
Mulkey's
go ahead
resume,
and put some
four-time
fours in the
NCAA
chat,
champion.
throw some
She is
flowers
the
in
only
the chat. All
coach
day
in
we
men's
are
women's
celebrating
basketball
Flau'jae.
to win a national championship as a head coach,
We
an
did it for
assistant coach,
Angel, we
and
did it
as
for
a player. That just
Anissa. Big
shows
Four
the living
senior
legend
year,
and head
so
coach Kim Mulkey.
we will
All
celebrate
the way
her.
back
So
to
go ahead
Louisiana
and throw
Tech
fours in the
as
chat
a
throughout
player,
the
as an
day.
assistant coach.
Make sure you're
Got the
showing
Baylor
our
job in
senior
2000.
Big Four.
Instant
Never
success,
gotten
has
the portal,
never
never was
not
disloyal
won
to the
20 games
program.
as a head
Has
coach
been a
at
Tiger
the Division I
since the day
level.
she committed.
Again, 3 national
LSU
championships
way.
at Baylor, made Baylor a prominent program in the women's game, and then taking that success back home to her home state of Louisiana and reviving an LSU program that had glory days in the 2000s, had kind of fallen out of that and back into their glory days now.
Well, as we are set to resume action inside the Hill, LSU leading 17-4, 11-0 run over the last 2 minutes. How did the Eagles kind of stop that coming out of the timeout?
Eagles have to find a way to get LSU out of transition and running quick just like that. Flau'jae Flau'jae is so quick, you have to slow down some of the speed that the Tigers have.
Make it 13-0 now, and the Eagles haven't scored in over 2.5 minutes. Look at a tough defense that LSU has been able to put on display. Leah Anderson tries to snap the drought off the back iron. Flau'jae Burst of speed, and they're going to call an offensive foul inside on Amaya Joyner. McKenna Eddings taking the charge.
Those are the type of selfless plays that can just change the momentum ever so slightly into your favor. And after Georgetown, you have to go down on the other end of the floor and get something going. You see Eddings right there just taking the contact, selling it a little bit, getting the call.
Eddings for three, air ball. The shooting woes continue for Georgia Southern. 2 of 9 from the field. They have not made a three. 0 of 4 from long range.
Got to start to see the bottom of the basket if you're Georgia Southern.
The Eagles did not have a good shooting performance from beyond the arc against Florida State on Thursday, 4 of 22. As the Tigers have it stolen away. Shanti Simmons with the steal and drawing the foul.
See the aggression early from Georgia Southern. I'm not afraid of this game by any means. They're willing to be physical. You see that from Simmons against Gilbert right there. A little bit of grit, a little bit of swagger from Simmons as well.
You got to find the spark somewhere, and Simmons was that spark, especially going back from Thursday. 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 steals. That does put the Eagles in the bonus. The first free throws snap a 13-0 drought. Simmons shooting 82% from the foul line, connects on both. O'Reilly inside. Joyner double team, tries to work her way through, rolls down, gets her own miss, puts it back in.
Somebody for Georgia Southern that has to be there. The box out, the shooter. Joyner had no one around her after the missed shot, able to get her own rebound, make it look easy, putting it back up.
And Joyner, a transfer from ECU, the associate head coach Bob Starkey said that players might not, or teams might not know how good Joyner is as the Eagles snap a 3+ minute field goal drought. Kyla Bryant gets that one to go.
Good find from Simmons to find a cutting Bryant and then a tough layup inside.
For Wiley, call for traveling. Georgia Southern starting to show some life through these last few possessions.
All they needed was a little bit of momentum. Now, don't turn the ball over. 5 early turnovers for Georgia Southern. Take another look at the travel. That one's just kind of getting caught up for Wiley. Wants to get it back right here in front of us and does.
2-on-1 for the Tigers. For Wiley finding Joyner, can't finish. Rebound Bella Hines. She collects on the second effort. 6 turnovers for the Eagles, turning into 10 points off of turnovers for LSU. For Wiley, all on Kyla Bryant. She'll pick up a foul, but it just goes back to what we were talking about in this Tigers defense. When it comes to the defensive mentality, for head coach Coach Mulkey, it always starts on the ball. They want good on-ball pressure, then it harps on the help and recover.
You have to have that on-ball pressure, and you've seen it. Wherever Georgia Southern goes, there's LSU defenders right up close. There's not a lot of room to breathe. It's hard to get those open shots that way.
Ryan connecting on the first free throw at the line. Wiley picking up her first foul. (23-10) Tigers, under 2.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Hines, step back three, got it! Bella Hines, a true freshman, one of 5 newcomers on this Tigers roster. LSU had the #1 freshman recruiting class entering the year.
Those are freshmen that are going to get big minutes early throughout the season. Some starting, some coming in this second platoon. It's the kind of swap that we've seen from LSU. All of them contributors.
Bryant gets help from Keshia Anderson. Out to Simmons, 8 to shoot. Simmons, kick out. Bryant for 3. Off back iron, offensive rebound, Simmons. Bryant tries again. This time gets it to go. First made 3 for the Eagles in this game. Nice double team inside from Georgia Southern. Eagles have numbers 3 on 2. Bryant, another 3, short. Out of bounds, possession Tigers.
That's the type of possessions that Georgia Southern needs more of. force steals on the other side, get those transition opportunities, take it away from the Tigers.
When you look at this freshman class, I mean, 4 of the 5 in the SC Next 100 ranking, and just have been able to make an impact already early this year. As Hines going to take a 3, off back iron, rebound Leah Anderson. Garrett. Anderson getting it back to Garrett, has some space, she'll take a 3 and hits. Eagles starting to come alive from long distance. They're set to make 3.
Really, you look at the run that LSU had, that 13-0 run in the middle part of this quarter.
For Wiley, basket counts and 1. Snapping the Eagles' 6-0 run they had.
Now the team starts to get a little bit of momentum. You go one of your best players on the court, and Flau'jae, just let her do it herself. She has that type of talent, that type of skill. She drives to the basket. She's going to make her way in such an elite bag that she can really finish right there at the rim. Gets the and 1 there as well.
For Wiley completes the 3-point play and will head to the bench. LSU making another platoon swap, bringing back in their starting 5. And 4 of the starting 5, along with Megan Yarnovich. We're inside the final minute. Tigers up by 13. Garrett for 3. No. Rebound Cobalt. Shot and game clock separated by over 4 seconds. Michaela Williams will slow the pace down. Hot shooting from LSU, 68% from the field. Also knocking down a pair of triples. 10 to shoot. Tiger will execute. Yarnovich on the screen. Williams off the glass. As the shot clock wound down. 3 seconds for the Eagles. Garrett, long 3. Too strong. First quarter comes to an end inside the hill. LSU a 31-16
I like that first quarter, y'all.
over Georgia Southern.
I like
in their
it.
First road contest on the year.
Nice,
Second
good,
quarter coming
good
up
first
after the
quarter
break
for us.
on ESPN Plus.
Woo! First quarter in the books. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. I think this Georgia Southern team is really scrappy. I think they're giving us some nice looks defensively. I love the crowd noise and the energy that that building is bringing right now. And I just feel like it's a really good early season opener, you know? But I do feel confident in LSU's ability to win this game, of course. Yes, y'all can just tell it's the roster. Shout out Coach G, shout out Coach Daphne, Coach Kaylin, Coach Mulkey. Tackhead, why are you here? Like, people like you truly need help. It's a Sunday. Let me help you. Now you'll have to make another page, go in your other email, and come back. Y'all be fans. Y'all truly be fans, and y'all don't be wanting to admit it. Calling it a hate watch. When you really enjoy when we play, it's not a hate watch. You're happy here. Just admit it. Like, what? Woo! Anyways. Yep. So, let me get this down because I have ESPN on it. Let's go real quick to this real quick while we wait.
Why? And that says that when blessings are given to us, they don't stop with us, but they flow through us. And I think you can all agree with me that whether it's her time, her talent, her treasure, Flau'jae has been a great servant leader of that. I hope she reminds us that as we are given all these things, that we are to serve more, we're to love more, we're to impact more. So Flau'jae, the floor is yours.
All right, y'all. So today, I want to talk about full strength, being at full strength. When I'm talking about full strength, it's because I feel like I was doing that, but I was doing it wrong at the same time.
Shabazz, I be in the middle, like,
Speaking of
I don't
those
want to
type
yell.
shots,
I don't
Danny,
have-
Hannah Hayden said that she just wants to see her team continue to stay aggressive. Worry about getting points in the paint first and then go behind the arc. Points in the paint will carry them if they can get that going better.
Thanks, Whitney. The Eagles did find some success from beyond the three-point line late in the first quarter. Kayla Cleveland couldn't get that one to go to start the second. Koval on the miss. Kayla Williams gets help. Skip pass. Kept inbound by Richard. Richard inside. Yarnovich works her way around. Gets her own miss. Goes back up and puts it in. Hunter, how do the Eagles try to contain the Tigers post players here in the quarter?
It's been a lot of second chance opportunities for the Tigers. Nobody inside for Georgia Southern's finding a way to box out the shooter. You've seen that 2 or 3 times now for LSU, where it's just an easy putback for whoever shot it the first time.
Yes. 3 offensive rebounds already here for the Tigers. Cleveland will try again for 3 and knocks it down. Kayla Cleveland, the true freshman, a chance for a 4-point play.
It takes poise to knock down those type of shots with a hand in your face, with somebody in your face. Get it done. Give life back to the Georgia Southern crowd. A little bit too aggressive on the closeout for Yarnovich. Cleveland knocks it down.
Coach Hayden said that Cleveland has came in as prepared as a freshman possibly can, and has wanted Cleveland to take at least or make at least 1-3 a game. She got that one and completes the 4-point play. Eagles within 13. Flau'jae Johnson has yet to score in this game. Inside, working her way in. Basket counts and 1 for the freshman Zakiya Johnson.
It's as good a defense as you can play right there if you're Cleveland, but for Johnson just staying with it on the block. Hard to defend that with somebody just so poised to get it into the basket. Just watch, back down, go up with it, and go up with it strong.
Completes the 3-point play for the Tigers. See the press put on from LSU. That has been difficult for Georgia Southern. You see there, Richard. And a whistle. I mean, they're trying to see if it was a backcourt violation. And we saw Richard with the tip. Now, our official Royce Blevins having a word with head coach Coach Mulkey.
You saw him motion tip when that went back as well. He has the best look at that from that side of the court.
It remains Georgia Southern possession. Cleveland steps, fires, knocks it down. Kayla Cleveland lining it up for long distance. They're one of the driving factors here in the second quarter. Inside Koval, double team, can't connect. Possession will stay with the Tigers, baseline inbound.
2 quick threes in the second quarter from Cleveland. Back to second, a little bit more spaced this time. Step to the right, knocks it down. That 3-point shooting starting to come alive just a little bit for Georgia Southern.
Inbound to Williams from the corner, can't respond. Rebound Garrett. 2 minutes in, Georgia Southern within 13. Eddings can't put it within 10. Tigers in transition, Richard goes to Williams. Flau'jae Johnson going to work, kicks out. Williams, poke loose. Flau'jae recovers, 8 to shoot. Flau'jae for three. Got it! And there's the first basket for the Savannah native.
A strong three-pointer from Johnson right there. She can do it from just about anywhere on the floor. That's an example of that right there.
Took some time to get in rhythm. I mean, everyone for the Tigers have been getting involved offensively. Flau'jae Anderson missing inside. Maybe a chance for Flau'jae Johnson to heat up. Goes inside. Recognizable Johnson to the corner. Flau'jae, corner three! Starting to heat up. Back-to-back triple for LSU.
A lethal three-point shooter in the corner, Johnson. And you see it right there. She has the space, able to make it happen.
Continuing to grow her game even as a senior. Flau'jae Anderson missing the mid-range. Eagles starting to get cold. Tigers starting to heat up. 6-0 run. Williams inside. Flau'jae Johnson stolen away. Jamiria Jones will take it all the way. Lost it. And will be called for a double dribble.
Just a little bit too ahead of herself on the fast break. Lost position, lost her eyes, lost her balance with the ball as well. At just the first turnover of this second quarter for Georgia Southern. 6 turnovers in the first quarter. They've played a little bit better together, still trying to chase with what LSU brings to the table.
Johnson, basket counts in one. Flau'jae Johnson remains perfect from the field. She'll go to the line for one more and extends this Tigers 8-0 run.
It might be Flau'jae Johnson's homecoming game, but Flau'jae Johnson has gotten off to a hot start. 7 points, an opportunity for 8 right here. Strong inside. It's really given Georgia Southern fits on the interior.
Has been physical. He's already gotten a couple of double-doubles this season. Can't complete the three-point play, but an offensive rebound by Williams. Got a whistle as play is stopped. We have one of the officials talking to the scorer's table. Tigers will have a sideline inbound. It seems like the official actually having a word with Coach Mulkey. Inbound to Flau'jae back in the game. On the low block, Williams. Flau'jae inside, behind the back. Williams for three, finishes it! 11-0 run for LSU with a trifecta of three-pointers. Hannah Hayden calls a timeout. LSU up 47-23. They are fired up.
How about that? From Flau'jae Johnson looking to create for others first. From beyond the arc, making it happen, getting going here in this second quarter in her homecoming game. LSU up big on the road.
As a wide receiver.
Yeah. Baby, if you can't, then I see that. I'll be beating. You need to break in them. In my front and down, go. Ain't no thing to do. We like that. Go. We were riding the
I like the way it goes down. If it's past some hoes, it ain't my fault, it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault, it ain't my fault. Big let's go. It ain't my fault they getting mad. It ain't my fault. Get out your feelings, get a bag. It ain't my fault. Rent up $1 million, I got cash. It ain't my fault. Did everything, I drop it gas. It ain't my fault. I sent that check, I got respect. It ain't my fault. I just hopped up.
Now on an 11-0 run, making their last 4 shots. The Eagles have. Last time they've hosted an SEC team was back in 2017 against Alabama. They have been successful against SEC opponents, beat Auburn a couple of years ago.
Handful of wins against Georgia, handful of wins against Florida as well.
The Eagles come right out, hitting a 3. Colin Bryant connecting, able to snap the drought that they're on.
All 3 field goals made for Georgia Southern have been from beyond the arc here in the second quarter.
Bryant in double figures with 10 points. Flau'jae Johnson steps inside for 2 off the back iron. Rebound Bryant. The Eagles shooting 36% from the field and from beyond the 3-point line. 5 of their 8 makes overall have been from long range. Eddings to Bryant. He's been hot from deep. To the corner, Chauncey Simmons, baseline drive, gets through and scores!
Simmons did a great job of using the closeout from Johnson to her advantage to get down that baseline, create an opportunity at the rim.
Skip pass to Williams for 3! LSU, hot shooting from deep, 6 of 8 now, making 5 of their last 6 shots. Tigers. Rather, Kayla Cleveland, my goodness! And now Cleveland, she's the one of those driving forces. Kim Mulkey did not like the effort from her defense, and the Eagles fired up.
Cleveland has been unstoppable from beyond the arc. 10 of the 15 Georgia Southern points here in this second quarter. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, plus the 4-point play. First, it was Williams making the 3, giving a little bit of advantage to LSU. Cleveland's given the fight right now for Georgia Southern, trying to keep her team within striking distance of the Tigers. But there's not much you can do right now when LSU, 68% from the floor, 6 of 8, 75% from beyond the arc. You can't stop that. When teams are making buckets like LSU, you have to step up on defense, force turnovers, rebound better when those opportunities present themselves. Georgia Southern just hasn't had a lot of success against Kim Mulkey's team in that regard.
Well, they did get some success with the 3s from Bryant and Cleveland. Eagles making their last 3 shots. The play resumes following the Tigers' timeout, approaching 4 minutes to go in the first half. Maya Joyner draws the foul, she'll go to the line. So for Georgia Southern, able to get some rhythm from long distance. How can they increase things from a defensive side and stop the hot shooting from LSU?
Have to continue to play physical, make disruptions. A lot like what we saw when Liv Fuller was on the floor for Georgia Southern early in this game. Play with that grip, play with that swagger to create those disruptions and stop the open shots. Another look at the foul inside. Simmons just late from the cross over the top.
Splits a pair, offensive rebound. Koval can't put it back in. Knocked loose. And Flau'jae Johnson couldn't hang on. Eagles with possession. Bryant for 3. Off back iron, rebound Joyner. Outlet pass. Flau'jae working inside. Fading away off the left. Out of bounds, it'll stay with LSU.
What a great move on the block. Getting in there with the spin, just couldn't pay it off.
Inbound to Koval from mid-range. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Johnson. Out to Williams. Malaysia for Wiley. Driving inside. Off the glass for Wiley. Has been perfect from the field. 5 of 5. Anderson spins, draws a foul. She'll go to the line. Joyner picks up her second foul.
One thing that really could work for Georgia Southern going forward, Coach Hayden talked about it after the first media timeout, wanting to get in the paint, create those opportunities inside, see if you can possibly get some of the bigs for LSU in foul trouble. Make them have to be conscious of that in the second half. We're trying to keep this game close in the second quarter.
And it started out tough for the Eagles to get through inside the post. Trying to get past 6'5" Kate Koval and now 6'2" Amaya Joyner, but Kashai Anderson was able to draw a foul. Did not have the best shooting performance against Florida State. 1 of 9 from the field. And Coach Hayden said she wanted to see Anderson get to the foul line. She did that here. A 20-point game with 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Richard, pull up for mid-range. Offensive rebound for Wiley, can't put it back in. Flau'jae Johnson able to follow through. That is the 10th offensive rebound for the Tigers in the half.
Second chance points, 11 for the Tigers in the first half.
Garrett, straight line 3, jammed off the right. Rebound Johnson. Flau'jae with a screen from Zakaya, tried to gather through, takes a hard fall, draws the foul. That'll be the Eagles' 4th in the quarter. And Flau'jae's trying to say she was in shooting motion. Instead, it'll be a Tigers baseline inbound.
Take another look at this one. Paul Anderson might actually have been in a good position right there.
Flau'jae missing the mid-range. Rebound, Michaela Williams. Second chance after no good for Wiley is there again. I mean, it's just been difficult for the Eagles to grab and corral the miss. So many offensive rebounds for the Tigers. That was their 12th.
It's so physical inside. LSU hasn't missed a lot of baskets. Again, still shooting 59% from the field. But you can't allow LSU to get those second chance opportunities right under the basket. They're too strong, they're too physical, they're gonna go right back up with it.
Along with the offensive rebound, LSU is out-rebounding Georgia Southern 26-9. Cleveland gets it to Garrett. Garrett down the lane, can't connect. Richard. A good move. Pull up from the baseline. Can't get the bounce. Foul on the floor. That will be the 5th for the Tigers. Excuse me, 3rd for the Tigers. The Eagles with 4 fouls in the quarter. One more will put LSU in the bonus.
Second as well for Flau'jae Johnson.
Inside the final 2 minutes of the first half, LSU leading 57-33. Georgia Southern did find some rhythm in the second quarter, but haven't made a field goal in over 2.5 minutes. Garrett. Nowhere to go, out to Bryant. Bryant to the corner, nice passing for the Eagles. Heading for 3, that snaps the drought. First made field goal for McKenna Eddings, who's had some experience playing against LSU when she was at Auburn. Flau'jae Johnson responds from the corner on the other end.
Johnson's been great when she's had those opportunities from deep. 3 for 3 in the second quarter from beyond the arc.
All of her made baskets have been from beyond the arc. Bryant, double team. Garrett fakes and fires. Bounces out. Kaylin Gilbert goes all the way. Can't finish. Pull. What effort keeps it in bounds. Outlet pass. Tried to get to Bryant. Stolen by Richard. Shot and game clock separated by 6 seconds. Nice pass. Knox with the bucket and the foul.
This is your first time watching LSU this season. Grace Knox is going to be a name to know going forward. top 10 recruit in the country, and inside, so dominant with her frame. You see a little bit of that right there. She has an opportunity to be a very special player for LSU.
That's the thing about these Tigers freshmen. Associate head coach Bob Starkey said they haven't acted like freshmen. They came in with a bit of a swag to them, and it benefits for Coach Mulkey because she doesn't look at classification. If you can ball, you can ball, as Knox completes the three-point play. Shot and game clock separated by 0.4 of a second. Tigers have extended this lead to 27. Bryant, offensive foul going to be called on Fuller. Grace Knox loves it.
Fuller's aggression is getting a little bit the best of her right there. Georgia Southern knew they needed to try to get something on that possession.
Shot clock turned off. Seconds. Richard. Pull up. Draws a foul. And there have been spurts for both the Tigers and the Eagles throughout the first half where either team has been able to find some momentum.
But it's been really LSU just controlling things. That's what you come to expect in a game like this. I've seen some fight out of Georgia Southern, especially defense at times. They have to keep that the whole game if they want to keep this close. Take another look at the foul against Richard.
Richard hits both. 4 seconds, and they're going to say that Fuller stepped out of bounds on the inbound. Tigers get it right back.
Fuller was trying to move fast, see if Georgia Southern could get a quick make before the end of the quarter. Got tripped up there at the baseline, kind of fell forward with that momentum, stepped over before she could release the ball.
Inbound. Oh, what a find to Grace Knox. As the first half comes to a close, Richard also got the steal. LSU 67-36 at the half over Georgia Southern.
That's what LSU does at a high level. 78% from three, 75% from the line, 59%.
She knows she got her a team this year. Y'all didn't let Kim Mulkey get a roster.
Their group.
Y'all didn't let Kim Mulkey get a deep roster.
In the first half for LSU. Whitney
All
Hayward
right
is
now.
standing by with Tigers head coach Kim Mulkey.
Come on,
Coach Mulkey, this team prides itself on rebounding. What can you say about the offensive rebounds and the second chance points you saw in the first half?
Well, let's start with defense. I think our post players are giving up too many threes, and a lot of that has to do with we don't want them driving. They're a driving team, but they have to be able to stop the drive and also get out for the three. We're going to rebound the ball, as we should. We're bigger than they are. We pounded in there offensively. We want to rebound. I thought we finished the half right there by executing a play with a lot of new players on the floor.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
LSU priding themselves on defense. They forced 3 turnovers over the last minute and a half. LSU in command, 1 half into the hill. 67-36 over Georgia Southern. Coming up after the break, Whitney Hayward catches up with Eagles Athletic Director Chris Davis.
Do you enjoy women's and Olympic sports? The SCORE Act will support them. Here are the facts. The 4 major conferences spent more than $2.3 billion on sports other than football and basketball in 2024 and produced 381 U.S. Olympians who won 200
like, is you crazy for me? My name is Bennett, I ain't in it, all my windows tinted. If you wanna talk, but ain't no commas, I don't speak a sentence. I don't like the media or the drama, it don't mix with business. I'm the hardest, don't rap about sex, so it ain't register, I don't get a minute. I took my team to Nola, we was lit inside the master. Say you go to LSU, gon' graduate and get a master. Man, I'm way too lit and rich, I might just get it after. I'm in college trying to get a dub, the NBA come after. I'm a boss, I'm tripping and flipping the hundreds and fifties, I really cannot take a loss. I'm really the captain ahead of the game, I'm there with a coin gon' toss. Can't win till you own that loss. They slip, but I'm on that cross. Might trip, I ain't gon' fall. I'm stuck on y'all, I'm rich, I ball. I'm flexing and swerving on that curb and in that black Suburban. You out here acting single, I'm looking stupid, really out your curve. I'm out here on Canal, I went to jet, I had to slide the bird. You said you the one and I'm the two, I must be carrier. I've been NBA for way too long, I feel like young boy. If you wanna try and think it's sweet, oh, you's a dumb boy. I got my own. He gon' call you baby boo. You let him play with you, don't got a job and need your cash up and got a baby too, but don't pay bills and talk.
Chris Davis.
Well, Chris, what an exciting day here in Statesboro, Georgia, as Georgia Southern hosts LSU. Sellout crowd here at the Jack and Ruth Ann Hill Convocation Center. Just what is it like to be in here today and see this crowd?
Oh, no, it's awesome for not only all of Eagle Nation, but to have our women's basketball team have this opportunity and for our community to have this. I mean, you know, in our university and with Dr. Kyle Morero's leadership and what we've been able to do with the Jack and Ruth Ann Hill Convocation Center special and have 5,300 people here plus, really, really cool, and just fired up to see the atmosphere. And our athletic operations team and everyone in our athletics department did a phenomenal job with all the communication to get everybody in here and be a really cool environment.
You talk about leadership. You just passed your first year of being athletic director here at Georgia Southern. If you could describe it in one word, what would that be and why?
Incredible. I think it's an incredible opportunity. You know, Georgia Southern is an incredible university, and our athletic department's incredible, and you know, all the student athletes and our coaches and our staff and what it takes to make a Division I athletic department work, and then in the Sun Belt and then in our community, it's really, really special. I feel blessed. My wife, my family, wife, kids feel blessed to be a part of it, and no, there's lots of work always to be done. We're in a constant state with this ever-changing landscape. But we're all about supporting our coaches, our student athletes, and then all of Eagle Nation, bringing everyone together because it's super important to be together.
You talk about the ever-changing landscape in college athletics. An important thing to be in that landscape is aligned. Talk about the alignment here at Georgia Southern from the top down, from administration to coaches.
Yeah, you know, like a few years ago and many years ago, the culture was like the buzzword. And I think realistically, if you're living in alignment, you have a culture, and we here have an alignment, and it's important now. There's a lot of different things that are happening in everyday, in a university setting, let alone in an athletic department. And so everything that's happening, you got to have your AD, your president, your boards, your alumni, your athletics, your alumni board, and then also you got to have your cabinet, presidential cabinet, and then you go to the athletics and you got to have your coaches and your staff. And then on top of that, we're impacting our student athletes every day. And then the last piece about it is donors and fans and what Eagle Nation really means. And so all of that together, there's a lot going on, but it's really, really exciting because we have a passionate institution, we have a passionate fan base, and together, when you pull that all together, it's what makes up Eagle Nation, what makes us special and aligned.
Well, Chris, certainly an exciting day here for Georgia Southern, an exciting past year for you. Congratulations on all that Georgia Southern continues to do.
Thanks. We appreciate it, and we're looking forward to many other great moments, but we're going to keep pressing, and Hail Southern, GATA.
Thank you, Whitney. Thank you, Chris Davis. We'll talk first half stats and more after the break. LSU leading 67-36 over Georgia Southern on ESPN+.
All right, y'all. So it is still halftime. I just want to say that we are on the road to 10K subscribers. If you could, if you're watching on X, Twitter, 792 of y'all over there watching right now. If y'all would, please go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, support the channel. We're currently at 9,919 current subscribers. So if you could, please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to that 10K mark, which is going to be super, super cool to see. So just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Look at now we're at 9,926. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please hit the subscribe button, support the stream. Let's check in on LSU soccer. Good thinking there. If y'all don't know, the LSU women's soccer team is currently in the SEC championship game. That started at 1:30. So let's see if I could pull that up and check in and see how they're doing. Ooh, SEC Network. Bring it home, LSU soccer. Bring it home. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Let's just check in on soccer real quick.
For line, she's comfortable with the ball at her feet, helps establish possession. She can step up as that third center back if needed.
Do y'all know what's
Leadership
happening?
is unparalleled to this
Do y'all
Vanderbilt
even know what's
Commodore side.
happening?
That sounds
in soccer?
like a goalkeeper I know. The 2025 SEC soccer
My
tournament on
kids are
the
young,
SEC
and my kids do soccer
Network is
practice.
presented by Allstate.
I guess
You're
you
in
just
good
kick the ball
hands.
into the net, and that's the point.
That was a perfect time for that promo.
It was. We're
I
going to
have
find
no
out if
idea
good
what's
hands
going
exist on both sides of the field.
I have
we
no
already
serious
know
idea what's going on.
Howdy Skipping is up to it with her feet, made a decent kick save
Y'all
on
do
Sydney
know?
Watts
Okay.
about 10 minutes ago. Teeter hits the
Because
cross.
I'll be supporting.
The hands are good. Skiving Icelandic international actually got called up for Iceland's friendlies against the U.S.
Okay, blue. Okay, purple. Get down there,
Brilliant
purple.
by Witz. Bailey rolls it over Hermanstotter.
This is tiring. I just know
Teeter in reverse, launch forward. Cheeseman tried to cut it off, forces Vanderbilt into reverse.
Mike, we have to talk about that throw from Skiving all the way in the back. Was able to win off a corner, knows that Vanderbilt's their most vulnerable in those attacking shapes, and launches a 40-yard throw down the field to start LSU's counterattack.
This seems tiring, y'all. It really does. Oh, we're about back, y'all.
Major.
I just refreshed our stream.
Bowling.
But yeah, I don't want my stream. I play soccer, so I'm
Halligan got a
a lot.
piece,
You guys
not
have to tell us then.
Past the
But
quarter
we
hour
are
in
rooting
this
for them in the
championship game.
championship, so
The
go
number one
soccer.
seed Arkansas downed
Go
in the
Sports.
quarterfinals by Mississippi State.
Yo. Yes.
I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna be consistent in this. I'm doing all this stuff right, and I'm feeling like, okay, I'm supposed to be good. I'm supposed to be at full strength, and I still feel heavy. And it was because, let me tell you, this would get good. It was because I thought I was at full strength, but I was trying to do it alone. And if you're trying to do something alone without God, like, it's gonna always feel heavy. My message today is that, you know what I'm saying, whatever you do, have God in it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in like Jesus stuff, just have a God. Like, my dad's Muslim, so, he prays to Allah, but I feel like as long as you praying to a higher power and you have something, that could take the load off of you, I feel like you should do that, and that'll have you at full strength.
find any momentum, even in the final moments of the first half. The Tigers ended on a 10-0 run.
I heard a couple of times that Georgia Southern looked like they were going to use some defensive pressure to create some offense, but they haven't been able to get a lot of rebounds. Really physical, as they should be. Coach Mulkey mentioned that LSU's built on rebounding. They've used that on the defensive side of the ball, used it on the offensive side as well with second chance points. What you come to expect from a Coach Mulkey coach LSU team has been on display this afternoon.
Yeah, and the three-pointers weren't really falling for Georgia Southern to start the game. Found some momentum in the second quarter, but LSU.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to the new members. Thank you, Dana, for this.
You would look up and all of a sudden LSU had scored 12 points in the span of 2 minutes. That's what they're able to do. So great on defense. They're starting to get the three supply.
She'll take
for
a
both
three.
the second quarter specifically. LSU really getting going.
Yeah, the Tigers on fire from long distance, 7 of 9. The 67 points for the Tigers, the most in a half this season. That says something considering how much they've scored in the first 2 games, over 100 points total. The Eagles took a total of 19 threes, but the biggest difference have been the points in the paint.
Now that we live in New Orleans, I never hear the regular
Georgia Southern just
talk.
hasn't
It
been
always
able
has
to
a
get
no
going
about
in the paint. They've driven a couple of times. They've been a strong driving team, but they just can't quite get to that point where they can get LSU to commit those fouls and get going off the board.
Georgia Southern makes their way back out and get ready to start the second half. Whitney Haber was able to catch up with head coach Hannah Hayden during the break.
I asked Coach Hannah Hayden what she wanted to see from her team in this second half, and she looked at me and she said, we have to rebound the ball. Yes, we are outsized by LSU, but we can play scrappier than what we played in the first half. I also asked her, I said, earlier in one huddle, you mentioned that they needed to focus on points in the paint and the threes would come soon after the threes came. She said, yes, if we can continue to get downhill and get our team those open shots, I'm fine with them with the 3 ball.
Thanks, Whitney. Second half underway inside the hill, and the paint presence continues. Flau'jae Johnson gets that one inside.
LSU coming right back to their bread and butter of using the paint to their advantage.
Oh, what a find inside. Santi Simmons all alone off the glass, lays it in.
Great find from Destiny Garrett, already her 6th assist of this game.
To the corner, Flau'jae Johnson for 3, and that has been the sweet spot for Flau'jae. She remains perfect from long distance, 4-4.
3 of those have been from the corner as well. It's really where she's been able to execute at a high level, and Georgia Southern's left her open in the corner a couple of times.
4 Tigers in double figures, all led by Malaysia Fulwiley off the bench with 13. Pass almost tipped away, 10 to shoot for the Eagles. Headings can't hit the mid-range. Rebounded into the hands of Flau'jae Johnson. Flau'jae gonna go all the way and will go to the line.
Seeing what she's been able to do from behind the arc. At times more trying to get that drive inside for Flau'jae Johnson. Drawing the foul, being aggressive. Challenging that interior defense for Georgia Southern.
It took Johnson some time to find her rhythm offensively. This is the first.
Numbers are there. Garrett just kind of gets tied up with Johnson on the way in.
Really from the second quarter on, Flau'jae Johnson's found her rhythm. Missing both from the foul line though. Simmons across half court. Burst of speed. She'll take it all the way and score. Shanti Simmons. Corner 3 off the mark from Michaela Williams. Offensive rebound, Koval. Foul going to be on the floor. So instead it'll be a baseline inbound for LSU.
And you see it again for Georgia Southern trying to rebound the ball. See a little bit of that grit that Coach Hayden wanted to see more of. There's just not enough bodies attacking the boards for Georgia Southern right now.
What?
There are now a couple of Eagles in foul trouble. That was the 4th foul for Shanti Simmons. You also have Destiny Garrett with 3.
Thank you so much. That's crazy. Thank you.
No one in real foul trouble for LSU.
Blessings to you in
Play
your
resumes.
house.
Akaya Johnson absorbs contact from Fuller and puts it in.
Thank you, Miss Kathy. I'm gagged. Thank you. Wow.
Already saw a quick
Blessings
substitution
to you and your
as well.
home.
Flau'jae
Truly,
Johnson
thank you so
in the game.
much.
Fuller out to Garrett. Garrett with space, but an offensive foul going to be called on Fuller. Was trying to push through Koval, and you know, Coach Hayden talked about the size differential in the post players, and this on display there as Fuller just couldn't get through.
Fuller, a player that will play bigger than she is. When you're matched up with somebody like Koval, you can only play so big.
Last touch by Simmons. She has to be careful here with 4 fouls. I mean, Simmons had six steals against Florida State Thursday, but has to be selective moving forward in the half. Skip pass by Richard to Williams. Oh, nice pass, but it's broken up. Tigers maintain, 8 to shoot. Long pass to the corner for Flau'jae. Can't hit the triple. And a foul inside from LSU. I mean, we talked about just how difficult it can be in terms of foul trouble. Actually going to be on Georgia Southern. That is their 4th in the quarter.
Well, Fuller can't believe it either. Going back looking at the play, Fuller trying to box up, but you see the hands kind of wrapping around Koval. And that second look, a really good angle that shows where that foul happened for Fuller.
Picking up her 3rd foul in the game. Johnson, no. Offensive rebound. Koval can't connect. Fight for the basketball. Bodies flying everywhere. Jump ball. Possession arrow points toward the Eagles. I mean, if you're Georgia Southern, how do you stop the post play of Kate Koval going forward?
You just have to play as big as you possibly can inside. It's a daunting task. Whoever's on the floor, whether it's Liv Fuller and Kashai Anderson right now, but both of them only 5'10". There's only so much they can do. You saw a little bit of success from a 6-foot Kayla Cleveland earlier in this game. There's only so much you can do.
And we know about Coach Mulkey's defensive presence, but she has a knack for developing post players and fouls that be called inside. The first foul for the Tigers in the quarter. But Koval has been able to work her way in and has been incredibly coachable from Coach Mulkey entering the year.
That's what you want to see. Koval doesn't have the craziest stats from where she transferred in Notre Dame, but what she has is that size, and you have to have that size at the level that LSU plays at, because other teams do have that size, and you have to have somebody to compete with that.
Eddings misses the 3. Foul is on the floor as Fuller went down. Michaela Williams will pick up her 2nd.
Tiger foul number 12.
It's going to be a sideline inbound for the Eagles. Inbound Fuller, hand off to Garrett. On the low block is Shia Anderson, and now you're seeing a multitude of fouls from the Tigers as Grace Knox will pick up her 1st, the team's 3rd.
Coach Mulkey can't believe it. She's frustrated. Feels like they have started to call a little bit more in the second half, but you have to be ready for that. You have to have your team able to adapt for calls being a little bit stricter.
Eddings, oh, nice find. Simmons off the glass. Flau'jae can't respond. Offensive rebound. Knox. No. 3rd time the charm for Kate Koval.
With Knox and Koval on the floor, there's just not enough size for Georgia Southern to defend that. I mean, you just can't get those rebounds with that kind of size. You have to box out, and even sometimes that's not enough.
Foul on the Tigers. That is their 4th. I mean, you're seeing both Kim Mulkey for LSU and Hannah Hayden for Georgia Southern a bit frustrated with the amount of fouls being called here in the quarter. Look at Kate Koval. I mean, already with double-digit rebounds with 10. She's going to be an incredible impact moving forward this season for LSU. Part of the numerous offensive rebounds the Tigers have had. Anderson, fadeaway misses. Coball, her 11th board. Williams. They're going to call a carry on Williams. Just a 7th turnover for LSU in the game.
That's what you want to see out of LSU. You don't want to have to turn the ball over. And credit to Georgia Southern, just 11 turnovers against this LSU team. It's really tough to play a team as physical, as strong as LSU is, and take care of the ball as well as Georgia Southern. Not quite the number I'm sure that Coach Hayden would like, but if you look at it from some other mid-major teams that have played LSU, you got to be okay with it.
Garrett for 3, short, and correction. That was the Tigers' 6th turnover of the game. LSU in transition. Richard, skip pass. Gilbert, guarded by Simmons. Knox down the mid-range jumper. Tigers still shooting at a high clip, 56% from the field, 67% from beyond the three-point line. Fuller goes to Eddings. Eddings lost it. Fuller recovers. 10 to shoot. Eddings versus speed down the lane, fighting through traffic, gets the basket and one.
Great finish for Eddings right there, going straight into Koval, straight into the teeth of this LSU interior defense. Numbers were there for the Tigers. Koval is there, Knox is there. Boom. Eddings finds a way to finish at the rim, using some of her experience of playing in the SEC back at Auburn to get it done right there.
Yeah, and Eddings playing against LSU in the SEC tournament quarterfinals had 15 points in that game. Completes a three-point play. Hasn't had the best shooting effort today. Still trying to find rhythm here midway through the third quarter. Bella Hines goes to Richard. Knox wants it. Inside of Maya Joyner. Oh, the force of Joyner sending Fuller down.
Another player for LSU.
That was a big body move. I like it. All right, bye-bye.
Tigers have made their last 3 baskets. Fuller. Kyla Bryant. Foul on the floor. Eagles are in the bonus. Jada Richard called for the foul, her second. The Eagles will shoot from the line when we come back after the break. 4:23 to go in the third quarter. LSU an 80-45 lead over the Eagles.
caution, so I'm making it quick. You out too often and you stay in the mist. When you popping it too often, that's the hate you can get. Now they saying they don't like me, how you hate from the bench. I'm the one to trend the topic, they replaying my hits. My face is legit, ain't score, but I'ma make this. I slide for my brothers, I slide and then I slide again. Yeah, look, if you don't love me, then just leave me, don't string me along and lie again. Yeah, yeah, paparazzi, they be flicking while ops, they hating my mission. My operation is different, my compensation exquisite. Got a taste of commission, I couldn't wait for permission. They used to tell me no, I'm the one that made the decision. Big talker, big papa, I be doing the most. Rich watcher, get proper when I ride in a ghost. Big walker, big offer, then I harder than foe. You don't even gotta tell them, man, they already know. The one that's going up, big body truck, they acting like they tough. We know well enough.
When she was at Georgia Southwestern, and I asked her,
Flau'jae,
what
like,
did
really
Coach Pat
eats what her
Summit
music,
mean
though.
to
Like,
you as
she
you
really
grew up
does.
playing this game? And she said she is the standard for most women's coaches. She has the reputation that if you hear any players talk about her, that's how you want to be remembered. She demanded the best out of her players, but she also truly cared about them as well. I asked her, I said, what was one of maybe your favorite things that Coach Summit ever said, or maybe one of her favorite definite dozens? She said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Whitney as play resumes inside. Lift for the offensive rebound. Had it stripped away. Still hanging on. She made both of her free throws.
It's my job to make all kinds of catches. Catch touchdowns. Catch a break. Catch a ride. What? But the best catch?
Okay, y'all, it's fixed. I just had to take down that screen. It was only like a little play, and then it went to a timeout. So we'll have it up as soon as it does come back. I did see our comments, so I just wasn't able to get down that screen and fast enough.
Yeah. Big fall, biggest fall. The biggest fall in the world. Sixth element. Thinking of a master plan. Master band, this ain't no accident. I'm in my bag again. Way too passionate, gotta attack the rim. I gotta rap again, don't gotta ask again. It's that glory that I'm basking in. Try to detach a friend so I could track the end. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm thinking of a master plan. This history in the making. You got a dream, you should chase it. Stay down and stick to the basics. And they all got an opinion, but everyone ain't gon' make it. Left at the shots that you missing, be the same one scared to take it. I put on my tennis and handle my business. My journey is kinda unique. Was really committed and scared to admit it. I thought it was out of my reach. Was already written, I'm better than with it. It's me that I gotta defeat. I stay on my pivot, they know that I'm with it. Got qualities they cannot teach. My mama seen a dream in me, blew up and took the team with me. Had to change up my scenery, they ain't never believe it. Man, I'm just trying to show the kids that love can still exist. You never win if you gon' quit. Keep swinging till you hit. Thinking of a master plan, master plan. Oh, it's hard, but I'm on my way.
David, wake up.
Sixth element. And I know that it ain't promised, but I know I keep on grinding. And my dream gon' start aligning. And I won't stop cause I'm on my way. I just gotta keep on grinding. Then it's gon' come with perfect timing. And in the end I'm gonna be shining. And I won't quit cause I'm on my way, yeah. And I know my day finna come, so I'm just timing it out. I just keep my head on and
in the Hill Convocation Center, LSU leading 80-47 over Georgia Southern. We were talking about, Whitney was mentioning just the growth of women's basketball and how much of an impact former Tennessee head coach Pat Summit made and all of her contributions. I gotta ask you, Whitney, because you were a Tennessee native, born and raised, and you went to Tennessee. What was it like for you to watch those championship teams from Pat Summit?
I mean, I always thought I was going to be out here playing basketball for a Division I school growing up. It didn't work out that way. I had to find another way to talk about basketball. Instead of playing it, I talk about it. But, I mean, every little girl growing up in my generation wanted to be a Lady Vol. Now it's so interesting to see there's so many more schools, right? They want to play for LSU. They want to play for South Carolina, UConn, etc. So it's been so fun to see this game grow and elevate thanks to the Pat Summits, the Ken Mulkeys, the Hannah Haydens, the Gino Orientis.
Can't forget about Dawn Staley of South Carolina, too, as Divine Burr is hitting the mid-range jumper for the Tigers. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. As McKenna Eddings fires and knocks down a three. You talk about the impact of just the growth of women's basketball. Hunter, Coach Hayden mentioned it too, is that now you have a lot of players that are household names.
Exactly right, and you look at some of the LSU alums, the Angel Reese's, Flau'jae Johnson's becoming one of those household names, so she already is one. The Caitlin Clarks of the world. Malaysia Flau'jae has a huge following as well. I mean, just so many household names across the country in women's basketball, and it's only going to continue to grow because of the effort that everybody from a collective whole continues to pour into this game.
And it continues to grow, and Georgia Southern called the timeout. So, Ken Mulkey, a Hall of Fame coach, and the most unique thing about Mulkey and her staff overall, she's not the only Hall of Famer on this coaching staff. Whitney Hayward has more.
But you take a look at that coaching staff roster and you see the name Simone Augustus, someone who has a statue on campus down in Baton Rouge, someone who I grew up watching. It was so interesting to be able to be at practice last night and just kind of relive those moments of, again, not a lot of women's basketball games used to be on TV. The few that were often featured Simone Augustus. Everyone knew she's a Baton Rouge native. She was going to go to LSU. Her name was becoming household when she was in the 5th and 6th grade. And it's interesting, too, if you look at the statistics for the Pete Maravich Center. So many of the attendance records are when she was playing, and then they went through a lull, and then they began making new records once Ken Mulkey came back on staff.
And a bank three by Liv Fuller. As we just talked about just the household names of players. It had to be fun for you, Whitney, as you take a look at this Fuller three. You mentioned Simone Augustus. How are those battles with her and Candace Parker, LSU and Tennessee back in the day?
Well, if I'm able to put on my favoritism hat, as a Tennessee graduate, naturally I always wanted to see Candace Parker succeed, and I mean that's another one that has helped elevate growing the game, and someone who, you know what, dunked a couple times when she was in school.
She did. 82-55, LSU approaching 2 minutes now. Georgia Southern finding some rhythm, making their last 3 baskets. Currently a 6-0 run. A couple of triples. And you've seen Georgia Southern hold up pretty well here in the third quarter, Hunter. They're actually winning this quarter. Outscoring the Tigers.
I'm going to hold you. It's the ring I got from a playlist. They've been jamming all day, okay? Shout out to the
LSU
DJ.
into a couple of uncomfortable situations.
For Wiley. Can't hit the three. Into the hands of Fuller. Jamaria Jones. One-on-one with Kate Cobalt. Handoff from Navi Brown. Eagles going deep in their bench. Kyla Bryant surveys. 10 to shoot. Bryant gets a few screens. Can't knock down the triple. Rebounded by Michaela Williams. Flau'jae Johnson back in the game. And a turnover. We're looking for Zakiya Johnson.
Yeah, that was a pass to Zakiya, but Zakiya
Flau'jae Johnson might spot up right there from 3. She is 4 for 4 from beyond the arc in this one. Decided to drive, just missed on the pass.
Well, the coaching staff talked about just the chemistry of this team and being able to share the ball, getting it to everybody. And the chemistry comes together on the court, sharing the ball and helping each other on defense. And how about the defense from Kate Koval? But they're going to say a foul. And Fuller will go to the line.
Foul on Flau'jae Johnson on the reach right there, coming across to help on defense. not getting all ball for Fuller.
Liv Fuller's been able to find some rhythm in the third quarter. She just missed her first free throw, but she's been perfect from the field. Able to knock down a three to bank in. She has 7 points today. Make it 8 as she splits a pair. It is a 7-0 run for the Eagles over the last 2 minutes. Those points that LSU has given up in their 3 games this year. Williams, oh, what a drive and finish inside.
You can only keep LSU quiet for so long.
Jones drives, another foul. Georgia Southern's been able to get to the foul line in this third quarter along with free throws 6 and 7.
Kayla Williams picking up her 3rd foul right here. You see the grab right there of Jones kind of on the shoulder. Easy call for the officials in this one. And how about Georgia Southern from the line in this game?
11 of 12, 92%. They had some troubles from the free throw line Thursday against Florida State. Shot 30% overall, 24 for 30, but you got to make a couple of more, especially when you see a deficit in the loss from the Eagles, 80 to 72.
There's one thing that Coach Hayden's going to be able to take away from this game is how well her team did do when they got to the line.
For Wiley, misses inside, Cleveland the rebound. This was a Georgia Southern team that last year only shot 65% from the line, so definitely one of the improvements entering this year. Inside the final minute, and for Wiley, called for the foul to pick up her 2nd. Eagles going back to the line.
On the other end, Coach Mulkey wanted a foul against Georgia Southern. He's looking at the officials. She saw a tug on the inside, did not get it. LSU continuing to stay aggressive. You see, but Wiley tried to poke it, and there's the tug. But on the other end that Coach Mulkey was talking about, that entire possession right there.
Tigers have been aggressive on defense. I mean, Georgia Southern, 12 turnovers. Tigers getting 19 points off of them. Kyla Bryant splits a pair. Flau'jae Johnson has space, pull up from the high elbow, in and out, offensive rebound, Coball. And now the Tigers are in the bonus. I mean, it has been a physical third quarter in the Hill.
Coball staring down Liv Fuller after that play, too. That shows how pesky Liv Fuller has been throughout this game. Koval's frustrated with it. And at that point, players like Liv Fuller are sometimes the most frustrating to play against. They're not going to score a whole lot of points. Granted, for Fuller's credit, she's got 8 points this afternoon. But they're going to give it their all each and every play, be as pesky as they can possibly be without fouling, and really just make your life miserable on the inside.
Fuller picking up her 4th foul of the game, but she is someone that Coach Hayden described as tough as nails. I mean, will sacrifice her body, is selfless, also rebounds. I mean, she's gotten more work through the offseason offensively, even doing drills with the guards and scoring, but you can't forget about Fuller's grit and her toughness on the defensive end. That is going to come in handy when Georgia Southern gets into conference play, when they play the likes of Troy, Old Dominion, James Madison, teams that are strong with their post play. Stovall knocks down both from the stripe.
This is a big teaching game for Georgia Southern.
Shot and game clock identical. Actually, the shot clock a little bit more ahead from the game clock. The shot clock should be turned off right now. Bryant. Good defense from Wiley. Bryant nowhere to go. Tipped away. 4 seconds. Outlet for Wiley. Lays it in. As the third quarter comes to a close, LSU an 88-59 lead. This is the first road game for LSU this year, but it feels like a home game with the atmosphere in the Hill.
Yo,
Great defense,
Malaysia.
great
That
offense
defense, the
right
offense
there
right there.
for the
That
Tigers.
lockdown,
Really
shutdown,
thriving off of their defense on that possession. But Wiley on the
look at her.
breakaway
Look at
goes
the
up
foul.
with it, knocks
Breakaway
it in.
layup.
LSU
Woo.
leads by 29.
Come
We go to
on,
the fourth.
Lance. Now you better. Now you better.
Yeah, Lay.
For years,
Like,
everyone
can
thought
you
Verizon
like?
was
I
the best
still get
network.
gagged. Like Malaysia's on our team. Malaysia, full Wiley is on LSU. That will always be a gag. Like what? Woo. I love that. Yeah, Kim Mulkey was about to flash. I know Kim Mulkey don't play about her team, and she already felt that this whistle been getting unfair. Now, if they didn't call that for Kate, Mulkey was about to go off. Fact, she was. But I really like that we played this Georgia Southern team. We just came off a game where it was like 61-6 at halftime. So to be like up, but like still in a scrappy battle, them hitting threes, doing different defensive stances against us, and giving us some different looks, I really, really like it. Great game for the Tigers. Yeah, she's so fast, bro. Like, oh, we love it. We love it. A minute and 14 seconds. Okay.
Like on some real, like it's like we all go through stuff. Like
They
it's
gon'
like
feel
getting
this
through
way.
it, and it's like what your character is when you going through it. That's what shows how a person is real.
Sixth element.
Look.
I don't know which road I could take. I don't know much more I could take. I've been down this road before, I'm okay. I just wish you would act on what you say. And that price is probably not today's price. Living life, I feel like I've been saved twice. I'm stressing out, I feel like I've been drained out. But I question up all the stuff I complain about. Cause life getting harder, but I'm getting smarter. Finding some order, weighing on the Carter. Drowning that water, but can you swim though? I just want my grandma and my brother with an elbow. Bankroll, top of bankroll, if it's bankroll, grab a Draco, let that thing go. It's a case closed, but it's more to life, he can aim for like. And this what I sing for, the same thing I go insane for. Drop top, let the brains blow. And this what I walked in the rain for. I done did it all, I done spent it all, kinda honey.
On ESPN Plus, LSU 88-59 over Georgia Southern in this sellout crowd in the Hill Convocation Center. A new record, 5,322 fans here for this women's basketball game as the fourth quarter underway. Flau'jae off the glass and gets it in. Flau'jae with 17.
Wiley played great once again for LSU, has really found a knack for scoring early in the season, just finding more opportunities to create shots.
And how about just the crowd overall if Eddings can't hit the three? You know, we've talked a couple of times throughout the day about just growing the game of women's basketball. What a finish from Koval inside.
A little bit of friendly fire inside for Georgia Southern. McKenna Eddings went up and tried to high point that one and caught Shanti Simmons on the back side. Koval got left wide open because of that and able to just put it right up.
And putting the button on the crowd here real quick. I mean, this is not just the highest attended for a women's basketball game. Highest attendance inside the Hill, period. Men's or women's. Garrett can't miss the mid-range. Rebound Flau'jae. Flau'jae drives, bounce pass. Flau'jae Johnson, corner three. That's her first miss from deep. Offensive rebound. What a find to Flau'jae Johnson.
Showing off a little bit now for LSU. They have found something coming out of that third quarter break into the fourth. Look a lot more like what we saw out of LSU in the first half.
Lay, that was tough, Lay.
Picking up where they left off after a physical third quarter blocked by Koval. I mean, it was gritty there in the opening minutes where you had a lot of fouls called early. But now starting to let things loose a bit in the fourth. Baseline inbound for the Eagles. Simmons. She's been quiet from the third quarter because she picked up her fourth foul. Good pass inside. Run into a double team. Stolen away. Richard. Out to Michaela Williams. She'll take a three. And connects. LSU continuing their hot shooting from long range. 9 of 16. Simmons down the lane. Can't finish. Rebound Koval.
We could be on pace to see LSU score the most points they have all season.
Most are now 115. What a pass! And Flau'jae Johnson with the finish. Eagles will call a timeout. The lead extends to 40 inside the hill.
And all of a sudden coming out of the third quarter into the fourth, an 11-0 LSU run, blowing this game open.
Taking their last 3 shots, and Flau'jae Johnson with the finesse in her return to Southeast Georgia. She has 14. More to come after the break on ESPN+.
LSU just taking things over. Flau'jae Johnson finishing at the bucket, making it 99 points for the Tigers in her homecoming to Southeast Georgia.
We balling, y'all. Kim Mulkey has her a squad. Man, that Johnson to Johnson all year. You don't got no best. You better have your bestie up. That's what we was doing in our natty season and in that 2024 season, I think. Now, you could tell you don't even have to be a LSU fan to like watch the games and see that we have depth this year. Everybody can score. Look at how we're hitting three-pointers. Look at how we're passing the ball. Look at the solid bigs. Look at the freshmen. Man, you know Kim Mulkey and her coaching staff, Simone Augustus, legendary Bob Starkey, like, come on now. Come on now. Like, what coach she said? Another smoke tour. Another one. Another one. I think he said this the big smoke tour. The big one.
Home on Wednesday against Charlotte, and they'll at least stay in St. Louisiana going to Tulane, Alcorn State and Marist to wrap up the month, but they'll have their top 10 battle in December at North Carolina to take on Duke.
And how just trying to get yourself ready for that Duke game, and a good test for LSU on the road, playing an opponent like Georgia Southern that's trying to build up a program in front of a big crowd. Granted, some of that's your crowd, but still something that gets you ready for those atmospheres.
Oh, what a block from Zakiah Johnson. Kyle Bryant answering back with the three, able to snap an 11-0 scoring drought. That's the Eagles' first points in the quarter. And you talk about some of those challenges and road struggles that the Tigers will deal with. Kind of dealt with a little bit of that in the third. The Eagles actually outscored the Tigers 23-21 as Zakiah Johnson gets that one to go inside. How about the freshman? High efficiency, 8 of 9 from the field.
Just finding a way to score now with 17, 3 rebounds, 3 assists as well. LSU just so many great athletes that can spread the scoring around so well.
The Tigers now for the third straight game scoring over 100 points. Bryant misses the mid-range. Fight for possession. Fuller down there. And there'll be a jump ball possession.
39-pointer steal. See LSU hustle for those hustle until it ends. And you've seen that throughout this game. She's going to continue to coach them hard until the zeros are on the clock.
I mean, yeah, it's an early game in November, but they're preparing for March to go on a deep tournament run. Want to keep that same intensity all throughout the year. Eddings, step back, got it. McKenna Eddington, double figures of 11. Flau'jae Johnson. Good defense from Bryant. She'll pick up a foul. And we talk about that intensity for LSU. We got the opportunity to sit in and watch the Tigers practice last night. I mean, it was intense. A full 90 minutes, no breaks, going from drill to drill, high intensity overall.
And you would think on a travel day, the day before a game, you know, a little light. Let's just get. That was not light last night. There was not a wasted second in the entire 90 minutes.
Foul on the floor. Fuller goes down, and Fuller has picked up her 5th. She'll foul out of the game. And we're actually going to get free throws here from Flau'jae Johnson.
And back to her practices for Coach Mulkey. You would have to consider that probably more of a light practice, but I can't imagine what possibly the first 2 or 3 practices of the year are like. As we see Flau'jae try to drive into the lane right there, force the foul, and get Liv Fuller out of this game for Georgia Southern.
And you got to credit Fuller for this overall about intensity. I mean, that has been a gritty performance for the junior Fuller for the Eagles.
Fuller's type of performance that you can leave the court fouling out with your head held high, knowing that you gave it your all for as long as you could.
Johnson splits a pair at the line. That's her first made free throw in the game. 102-64, 6 minutes to play. And look at the press from the Tigers. It doesn't matter how much they're ahead, and they force a turnover.
What better way to practice certain situations than in a live game against another team? It goes to what you're talking. They want to make a run into March, into possibly that first weekend of April. That starts with how hard you're playing right now.
This is all preparation also when you get into SEC play. Flau'jae missing the 3, rebound Simmons. I mean, you got to get ready to play the Texases, the South Carolinas, the Tennessees later on top of going to the postseason. Cleveland misses a 3, rebound Cobalt. Here's Flau'jae.
I need a cross-slapping on her. Cross-slapping on her. She's wrong. Call it
This
wrong.
is going to talk things over.
She's wrong. Yeah,
Technical foul is going to be assisted to Hannah Hayden.
What are we calling?
Saw Coach Mulkey kind of wanting that. And to get the attention of the officials. Call back.
Well.
Usually it's the other way around. We've seen Coach Mulkey animated, but Spain has been too. And correction, the technical foul will actually be given to McKenna Eddings. Flau'jae is the first technical free throw.
I'm not sure I picked up on where that occurred. Definitely saw Coach Mulkey start calling for it right away. See if we can get another look at this.
Ooh. So there you saw the hard contact. No foul was called there. And that could have been where the frustrations really set in for the Eagles.
Yeah, hard to see right there.
Play resumes. Skip pass. Flau'jae. Gonna go back to Williams. Williams steps inside for the jumper. Offensive rebound, Joyner. Short on the second effort. Flau'jae with the rebound and the putback. Give Flau'jae 19 points on the afternoon. And just the physicality right after the made basket. Jada Richard colliding with the scorer's table, trying to force another turnover.
The intensity right now for LSU, it doesn't stop keeping talented players on the floor. As Johnson, after the layup, will check out. This could possibly be her curtain call for the afternoon. And right behind that LSU bench, you see her have a moment with Coach Mulkey on the way out. And what a game for Flau'jae Johnson.
Celebrate
well.
her!
You just hear this place erupting.
Another turnover for the Tigers. For Wiley lays it in.
Right.
I mean, just what a special afternoon it has to be for Flau'jae Johnson. Grew up in Savannah, Georgia. Makes her return. Something that head coach Kim Mulkey wants to do for her seniors, to get that game in front of their hometown fans. The turnover for Wiley. Tried to keep it in bounds. Stolen by Bryant. Bryant to Cleveland for three. Offensive rebound, Eddings. To the corner. Simmons for three. Too strong. Richard inside. Joyner. No. Possession will stay with LSU. I mean, you see the hustle and the fight inside the post for second chance opportunities. The Tigers have out-rebounded the Eagles offensively 22-8.
Just part of it's the size that LSU has. But with that size, they also have great physicality.
Rather make it 23 as Grace Knox will head to the line.
Fouls on the Eagles, Simmons, her fifth.
Shanti Simmons has fouled out of the game, picking up her fifth foul. So we have seen two Eagles foul out. First it was Fuller, now it was Simmons, but you got to appreciate the hustle from Shanti Simmons as well.
10 points, 5 boards for Simmons. Another player like Liv Fuller that gave it her all this entire game. Again, Georgia Southern just a little bit outmatched when it comes to the likes of LSU.
But overall, this is a great test for Georgia Southern. I mean, you go from opening up the season on Monday against Central Michigan in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge. You go to Tallahassee for Florida State, and then you welcome in fifth-ranked LSU. Back-to-back Power 4 teams is only going to build this team's confidence moving forward this year. Georgia Southern will actually have a lengthy period of time between their now and their next game on the road to Missouri State, as you saw Grace Knox get taped up on her right elbow.
After a physical game like this, you might be kind of glad that it's scheduled that way. Give your team just a couple of days of rest following a game like this and get back in rhythm for the rest of your season.
Yeah, 9 days before the Eagles play their next matchup, as Eddings can't get it off the glass, but gets her own rebound, gets her own miss, excuse me, and puts it in. Snapping the Tigers, 8-0 run. Bella Hines goes back to Knox. Jalen Gilbert hesitated and fired a three. Missed. Cleveland the board. Cleveland to the corner. Eddings misses a three. The Eagles now have taken 31 triples in this game, have knocked down 10. Coach Hayden, we haven't really talked about it much, but Hannah Hayden implemented a new style of offense this year where we would see the Eagles take more threes. She said she wanted to average at least 30 attempts a game.
Gotten to that point. I'm sure she would like to see a couple more fall, get just above that 32% range. You really want to be more ideally in that 35 to 38 range. If you're Georgia, so obviously better than that you'll take, but
Divine Burridge to Hines. It was off the hands of Knox, but Burridge was there. Gilbert inside. Offensive rebound, Tigers. Kick out. Hines steps inside for two. We're seeing 4 of the 5 freshmen for LSU on the floor, along with the senior and Kaylin Gilbert. Grace Knox, Bella Hines, Divine Burridge, and Megan Yarnovich. We saw Flau'jae Johnson start the game. Basket will not count. Wait. No, it's going to be on the floor. So it will be a baseline inbound. Just the first foul for LSU in the fourth compared to the third.
I just couldn't get in position quick enough right there. Almost could have had a case for an offensive foul right there. Not the case, though.
Yarnovich double dribbled. We talked briefly about just Tigers having the #1 freshman class entering the season. Associate head coach Bob Starkey said they haven't acted like freshmen, and Coach Mulkey doesn't look at classification. But when you look at the freshmen and look at their backgrounds and the impacts they made at their high school, it shows just how strong this class can be as Bryant draws the foul, will go to the line.
LSU is one of those programs that can get the best of the best from high school, team them all up, put them on one team year after year. So you're seeing, we talk about this freshman class, but you even look at other freshman classes that LSU has brought in recently, and there's just so much talent coming into the program that as a freshman, it can be hard to see the floor, but Coach Mulkey doesn't care. If you're working, you're going to contribute, you're going to be out there.
Well, it also helps when you have freshmen that scored over 3,000 points in high school. I mean, Flau'jae Johnson, who was the only freshman in the starting lineup for the Tigers, scored 3,870 points at Sacred Heart Academy, a 4-time state champion, a 4-time Kentucky Gatorade Player of the Year. And then you had Bella Hines as free throw connects for Bryant. You had Hines, who scored 3,170 in high school. Here is Hines. Out to Burridge. What passing from these young players. Burridge can't finish inside. Amaya Joyner, offensive rebound. Can't put it back in. Garrett couldn't hang on to it. Stay Tigers possession. 2 minutes to play in the game.
Still just a lot of fight on both sides. Now's teaching moments. This is still going to be part of the film session when you look back at this game. Continue to give 100% effort.
Hines for 3. Offensive rebound, Burridge. She'll go to the foul line. Look at Flau'jae on the sideline. Hey, we talk about chemistry. How about the seniors cheering on the freshmen?
You see her and Michaela Williams, the 2 biggest returners for LSU. They're up. LSU does something good. They're the first 2 up on the bench cheering on their teammates. Really cool to watch throughout this game. Doesn't matter who's getting the touches. They want to see each other perform at a high level.
It's going to be a full team effort, especially when you get deep in the SEC play and even when you get into the SEC tournament, and for the Tigers getting back to the NCAA tournament and on pursuit for another championship. Cleveland, double team. Jones to the corner. Step back 3. Off the mark from Navi Brown. Burridge finding Kaylin Gilbert. Here's Knox. Fading away. And she draws the foul. The Tigers are already in the bonus, but a shooting foul, and Knox will shoot 2 more.
Talked a lot about LSU, and I know we touched on this a little bit, but for Georgia Southern, what a great learning experience this game is. You're not going to see this tough of a test the rest of the season. You've had some success. There's things that you'll see tonight that you'll see the rest of the year, but not at this level. So now you have the understanding for your team and Coach Hayden to prepare going forward. Hey, if you can have success with this, imagine what we can do in the Sun Belt if we keep executing.
Yeah, These are a lot of bright moments for Georgia Southern as Knox missed his second free throw and got a foul from Jamiria Jones. So we'll have 2 more free throws from Divine Burridge. But this is a great learning opportunity for the Eagles. I mean, they're going to be able to carry these moments, the lessons from this game. They'll have 9 days of rest, so a great way to recover before you get back in action at Missouri State. And I'm sure, like, there's a lot of different things we saw, especially hustle effort, hustle plays from Liv Fuller.
That's right. There's a couple of different Eagles with the hustle plays. I mean, even Shanti Simmons, McKenna Eddings throughout this game showing a lot of grit.
Another foul, and that is going to go on Jones again. You saw the way Jones boxed out Knox. And yeah, Jones just ended up wrapping both her hands behind her around Knox, trying to prevent the board.
You just can't trap that other player on your box out. You can extend the hands as far out as you want to, but the second you wrap, they're going to call that every time.
So Divine Burridge missed both of her shots from the foul line. Tigers just a 63% on the day from the stripe.
Hand for Jones all the way wrapped back around. Near side official, perfect look at that.
Knox connects on both, and LSU a new season high in points in a game for 116. Traveling violation on Garrett.
Out right now for Georgia Southern this fourth quarter is kind of where the wheels really started to fall off. And Coach Hayden, you probably wanted to see a full 4 quarters, but LSU has really separated themselves.
Oh, nice pass. Burridge, basket. No, they're going to go traveling. Inside the final minute, LSU going to remain unbeaten, improve to 3-0 on the year. Georgia Southern will drop to 1-2. But what a day overall inside the Hill Convocation Center, growing the game of women's basketball, a sellout crowd, a new record, 5,322 fans, the most in the Hill history. Look at that upcoming schedule for Georgia Southern. Missouri State in 9 days, and 2 games at home against Mercer and Charleston Southern. These are some good teams the Eagles will play. In a game like this against the 5th best team in the nation, as Jones gets that one inside, the Eagles will definitely bounce back from this.
100%. You got to take away what you can. You scored 70%. Still a lot to work on defense for Georgia Southern. But again, just kind of outmatched size and physicality in this one.
You mentioned size and physicality. It came on the rebounding side. The Tigers with 27 offensive rebounds. Out-rebounding the Eagles 57-25 overall. Basket good by Knox. She now has 13. Shot clock turned off. Jones airballs a 3. And that is going to do it here at the Hill. The Tigers will inbound this one and run the clock out. Overall for LSU, 5 players in double figures. Flau'jae and Flau'jae Johnson both with 19 points. Correction, making 6 players in double figures. And how about Kate Koval? We talked about the size, a 6'5" sophomore with a double-double, 12 points and 14 rebounds.
Just another fantastic performance. LSU doing what LSU does. Dominating on the glass, 59 rebounds, just 25 for Georgia Southern. And LSU had more offensive rebounds than they had defensive rebounds. 31 offensive boards. And those are video game numbers almost for LSU in this one. But it just goes to show how strong they can be in any game that they play. Again, still just trying to tune up for this season. If you're LSU and Coach Mulkey, smile on your face as you leave this one. Another great chance to showcase one of your stars back in their home area with Flau'jae Johnson. And if you're Georgia Southern, a lot to take away from this one. Don't get it wrong, but you have to bounce back. Look at, hey, offensively, 70 points against LSU, not a bad performance. A lot to work on defensively going forward.
Overall, a great day to grow the game of women's basketball. A sellout crowd inside the Hill Convocation Center. Final score, LSU 118, Georgia Southern 70. Whitney Hayward is standing by for our players of the game, sophomore Kate Koval and senior Flau'jae Johnson.
Kate, it's your first double-double of the regular season. What did you find so successful about your game in the paint today?
I would say just being aggressive, chasing them boards outside of my area. That's something that Coach has been preaching about and I've been working on. So it's just been good getting in a position, grabbing those boards.
First road test of the season. What do you think this team learned about themselves?
I feel like no matter where we're at, who we're playing, we got to play our game, stick to our game plan. Even when we're up by a large amount, we still got to work on the things we got to work on. So just continue working no matter what the score is.
Thank you, Kate. Homecoming for Flau'jae Johnson. Flau'jae, you and I spoke pregame about how special this day would be, but naturally the stands were not quite filled.
Yeah.
Now that they have been filled and you got a full game in you, what can you say about this day?
That was beautiful. I'm so thankful for my city for coming out. I felt no pressure. All I felt was love all day, man. I love coming back home. This was amazing. My heart is overjoyed.
When you think about how far the game of women's basketball has come and the fact that you have been a household name and helping it grow, how special is that and what does that mean?
So special, I'm going to continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? I got a project dropping November 14th, one of a kind is coming out. So I'm trying to just keep growing the game while having fun and doing what I love.
Well, keep having fun. We appreciate all that you do.
You know it. Bow!
Flau'jae Johnson laid it down on the court and even off the court as she finishes with 19 points. A Savannah, Georgia native in her return to Southeast Georgia. That'll do it from the Hill for Hunter Mosley and Whitney Hayward. And Danny Wall saying so long. Fifth-ranked LSU 118-70 over Georgia Southern. All games airing on the ESPN network, or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
All right, y'all. We just watched LSU defeat Georgia Southern. Great first road game for LSU. They were able to celebrate Big Foe Flau'jae Johnson. Our next game is Wednesday, November 12th at 7 p.m. Central versus Charlotte. I'll be streaming it right here on Go Tiger Hoops. Thank you so much to all of you guys for watching with me per usual. Thank you to everybody who became a member, super chatted, liked. We are on the road to 10K subscribers, so make sure if you have any backup accounts, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. So it's a couple of days until we stream this game. This week we had 3 streams, so we got through all 3 streams. Now next week we'll be back on Wednesday. So God bless you to each one of your families. I appreciate all the prayers, love, and support truly for me and my family. I do want to see LSU get in the lab with the free throws, with the defense. We did give up 70 points today, so 70 points to 70 points to anybody, But of course we got the dub. What a great showing of depth, of different lineups that we're doing, defense. I just loved everything that we saw. So I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful night. I will see you Wednesday, November 12th. And here's Big Lay for the dub.